won't affect that house that's being built at that time. I mean, that's kind of standard in how law works when laws change. You know, if you're already started in the process, then you know, like a building permit, if the code changes, you know, after you've been issued your building permit, then you get to finish your house. Then if you build another house, you got to go by the new laws. Anyways, I don't see that as a real problem. But Mr. Chairman, I'd like to see some direction from the chair to have this agendized in the near future, and let's deal with it. I know everybody on this board is a little bit tired of talking about marijuana, but this is a major hitch, and it's extremely important, and it can mean the difference of people going to jail and having their families affected and everything. We owe it to the people of Mendocino County to come up with the guidelines that everybody knows what the laws are. And right now, from what I've heard this afternoon, it's totally tipped upside down.
Well, thank you, Supervisor. I was going to recommend that we put this on the agenda once the formation of all the information is supplied, and have this open, transparent discussion. Bring the sheriff in here, find out why it's taken this long to have any fee discussion, etc. Have this discussion about number of plants. Let's talk about it.
And have the fee hearing at the same time.
I don't see why we couldn't. Yeah. You know, I'll work on that. You can get rest assured. But that M word, I'm so nauseated, I'm about ready to go buy some to go smoke it to chill out. I've been working on this probably a lot longer than you have, John, and I'm quite frankly really tired of the disgusting situation this county's found itself in, and I'm really tired of getting death threats over something people smoke to get to feeling happy. I thought I was supposed to chill them out a little bit. So,
well, we've set the limits and all that, and all we're talking about is to use the zip ties now or not, and what the fee is going to be. That's not really a discussion even about marijuana. You know, we've come up with our guidelines for Mendocino County.
If you would allow me, I'll work with the CEO and we'll get something going, and we'll get going on that.
Thank you.
Okay.
To the chair, please, when you're having those discussions in your role as the chair, I'm bringing this back, would you please get county council weighing in on this?
Well, today in California, I wouldn't do anything without having the county council involved. So I thank you for that suggestion. I'm going to open up the public hearing now at this point, and the procedures will be that we'll take all the staff presentations. We'll be allowed, I will allow the board to ask questions of the staff. Then we'll go to public input, public comment, then come back to the staff for any final remarks from the staff, and then revert it to the Board of Supervisors for any questions of the staff, etc., or any concerns the public has brought forward. And then I'll close the public hearing and bring it back to the board for action. So at this point, I'll open the public hearing on the item and hand it over to staff for presentation.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Good afternoon. Jennifer Wyatt, Deputy CEO. The Department of Transportation, Division of Solid Waste, Treasurer, Tax Collector, and Probation are requesting fee modifications today, effective July 1st, 2008. Just as an overall information, I am going to provide you with each department's total annual requested modification increase. Solid Waste is requesting a total annual increase of $52,000 approximately. Treasurer, Tax Collector is requesting $57,000 annual increase approximately, and Probation is requesting $33,000 approximately. Additionally, 63% of the requested fee increases today are due to salary and benefit increases. The other remaining percentage of increase is due to the overall rising costs of doing business. As Ms. Galassi had stated earlier, the fee modification increases that the departments are requesting today or in the future are based on cost of doing business. They are not revenue generating increases. And we just would like the board to remember, and as a reminder, that these are not revenue generating. The executive office, as a part of the new fee process or consolidation of this fee process, is adding a component of review as well. Other than the fiscal audit review that the auditor's office does to determine the costs and the justification for those costs, the executive office also is adding additional component to review for a programmatical review, as well as just the justification from the departments in general to determine whether the public can bear the increase of the costs. For example, our HSA director, in a previous discussion regarding fees, had talked about immunizations and the cost for immunizations, and we could not, Mendocino County could not pass on those costs to the public. It would be too high, and there's no way that the public could afford to pay for that. So when we do our review, we're actually looking at that as well and making sure that these are in line with the market that's out there and what the services are being provided and what we could charge the public. So we hope that this additional review, as well as the auditor's review, will sort of put it all together for a complete review. And when we come to you now, today, and in the future, with fee recommendations, the CEO will have reviewed it and will recommend it to the board for adoption. Therefore, the departments can come in and discuss any questions the board may have, but for your information, we have reviewed it, and if it comes to the board for adoption, the CEO is, in fact, recommending those fees. So with that being said, I would like to also add that this was a long process, a very intense process, and I'd like to thank our staff in the executive office for helping to put the master fee schedule together as they did, and their hard work in consolidating that. And we're still it's a work in progress, but we eventually will have a very comprehensive fee schedule for the departments and for the public to view. And with that, I would like to turn it over to the departments. They didn't necessarily have presentations today. However, if the board wishes, they can do that or answer any questions that the board may have on the fee schedules. We are asking, as in the past, that the packets that you have you are adopting the Exhibit A, which in fact is the exhibit that has the justification for the cost, which will modify the master fee schedule. If you have any questions,
Sure.
I'd be happy to answer them.
Any questions of Ms. Wyatt? Supervisor Pinchas.
Just a comment. I'm probably noted as a major critic on fee increases, but maybe to move this along, Mr. Chairman, you know, our cost of business goes up. I mean, we voted for the salary increases and adjustments, so I'll support this. Although there was some problems on the main master fee, but this is actually a modification to an exhibit, so I'd support this. Maybe we can move this on.
Okay. Might be a little premature. I've got a couple procedural steps to take, but I'll elicit a motion from you when the time comes. Thank you. Any other questions to Ms. Wyatt? Okay. Not seeing any. How about any questions to the three departments? Treasurer, Tax Collector, Probation, Solid Waste Division of DOT. Any questions from the board? Supervisor Delbert.
Mr. Chairman, a question for Ms. Ratmeyer, since she's here, if she wouldn't mind coming up. Can't have her sit here and not have some sort of question.
Jerry Shatmeyer, Treasurer Tax Collector.
The payment plan processing fee, could you just a little briefly explain, since that's a new fee, what that is?
There are delinquent taxes that people can actually set up on a payment plan, and they can, when they do that, there's 5 payments of 20% each year, so they actually take a 5-year period, or they can take a 5-year period to pay that. There is definitely some time in doing that. One thing that our office also does that I don't think is even included on that is we also work with the individuals if they want to make payments every 2 or 3 months.